So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
You don't want none of that. Pick up the ball. 13.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be a third and about 13.
11. Spy, 6-6, pull it high. Back. 1, Omaha.
On third and long, it's Garoppolo. It's complete to Grant. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A very solid gain of 27. So into Bear territory now. This is first and 10 right at the 40. Give to Cook out of the gun. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a second and 13.
Watch the pass. White. Check three. 11. 13. Hey, gun. Get moving, man. Man moving. You got to get that. Hey, Delta.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Flushed out right. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Your trip is here.
They had enough yards for the first down, but a clutch hit right there defensively. Jars it free. No first down.
And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They scored a touchdown the last time they had the football, but things going to be a little bit more difficult this time.
No, certainly, because where they're starting, the goal isn't even thinking about a touchdown at this point. They're thinking,
well, this is taken in. It's complete. The 30, the 20. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there. 99 yards as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every...
And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Picked off at the 39. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. The struggles continue here offensively. Still nothing for him on the scoreboard, and now an interception.
Yeah, the offense looks extremely sluggish, not really in sync at all. Dare I say, it looks like it got left behind in customs.
Oh, you've had that in your back pocket. You were waiting for that.
Probably should have left it in my back pocket, too.
Well played. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Murray buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 16.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Murray going to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. Standing alone with a new NFL record 32nd touchdown as the Bears push further out in front. Marr now to add the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
A first down there on a pickup of 25. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
36. Protein spill.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Here we go.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Garoppolo looks to throw. This to C.J. Ham, the fullback.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a first down pickup.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
44's Mike. Check. Cross the screen.
Garoppolo now. He's going to go up top for the end zone. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Stephon Diggs hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as they are now on the board here in the first half. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and it's now a 28-7 ball game. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Now a handoff looking right. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Watch 18. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Mike 18. Mike 18.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
On 1st down, it's Cook. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
11.
Cook. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Gonzalez's kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. 2nd down, Murray sets to throw. That's taken in by Callaway. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 41-yard line. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Let's get it. Set, hut, run base. Mike 17. You run. Kill, kitty weapon.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Chicago.
Murray now on first down. Flush to his right. He's got Burton here. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and will still have.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half.
Vikings 10. Brett Maher is set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Maher to kick it away.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Garoppolo setting up the screen for Cook. And some space here. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, as they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
Here we go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here. He's got a first down and more past the 30, and all the way up to the 35-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
How about his performance last week? Over 200 yards. I think his decisiveness, one cut and he goes, that's what's really made him pile up the yardage.
And the yardage he piled up last week, easily honored with NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I would have voted for him.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Sacked there by Avery Williamson, the linebacker. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there. His second TD of the game and 16th on the season as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Kwiatkowski able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
After the sack on first down, Garoppolo. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
80 weapon. Watch twist. 65. Jam. Check. Crunch.
There's Garoppolo to throw. Throw left side, complete. That's Grant. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. Garoppolo now, just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10.
12.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Gonzalez to add the PAT. And that'll cut the lead down to 22. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, here's Murray. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Avery Williamson able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
On the ready. Mike 18, Mike 18. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer.
Murray with a 3rd and long. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Everson Griffin racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Here comes the Bears punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Returnable for Grant. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball that cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back.
Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor. Now they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high so they can keep cutting into that lead.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
21.
Now a run with Cook. And an alley to run. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit.
I got you. 11. 55.
To throw is Garoppolo.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Hey, alert 3.
Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Anthony Barr in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
You can't stop me.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Just like that. Just like that.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Bears on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
Watch 18. 18's the mic.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
Stop your whining. Mike 17. Mike 17. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby. Shit. Out. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Under 10. Under 10. Yeah. 22. Jet. Cover. 22. Jet. Cover.
Murray now on first down. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. A.J. Boye with a pick. 2-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
After the turnover, here's Murray. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down. Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Anthony Barr, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Marr able to put this one through. And that will make this now a 19-point advantage. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
At the 27-yard line.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. Lets it fly for Thielen. He's got a man, complete. 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
The Bears
Here we
take
go.
over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
He'll rifle this one deep right side, and it's knocked away and incomplete.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game.
Let's go. Let's go.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Watch QB drop. Hey, gun. He's coming. Two. He's coming. 2. Check 52. Shoot.
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Here we go.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Garoppolo now. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Grant. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
21. Here we go.
It's now 3rd down.
12, fellas. Here we go. Hey, Alpha. 21. Here we go. Quarterback, don't get hot.
Garoppolo looking to throw on 3rd and 2. It's complete to Grant. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game.
Makes the score Bears 45, Vikings 40. Gonzalez set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there.
Let's go. Let's do it.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Set.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
3 down, 3 down.
And they'll indeed take a knee. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And to give this time to the tailback. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good size run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Murray and company going for it on 4th. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Kyle Fuller. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. You got the slim lead late and the football, so why are you throwing it there?
Remember during the year when we asked one of the head coaches, you know, if you're in this spot, why would you throw the ball? And he talked about trust in his quarterback and trust in his offense.
But still.
And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
SOS. Watch twins. Watch twins.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move, and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver, but it's going to be second down.
I got this.
Go get him.
21. Here we go.
Mike, 44.
White.
He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it, because